Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're with Derek from Mayday Parade. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So, how's the tour going so far?
The tour is going great. It's wrapping up now. There's only about a week left. And it's been a ton of fun. All the shows have been great. Hanging out with We the Kings and the Downtown Fiction in Ann Arbor has been awesome. And we're just happy to be on the road. So, yeah.
Great. So, tell me from the beginning, how did Mayday Parade start?
Well, basically, there were two bands from Tallahassee, Florida. One of them was called Defining Moment, and one of them was called A Kid Named Chicago. And for a bunch of different reasons, we just decided to kind of split and take three from each band and quit our old bands and start Mayday Parade. So that was about 6.5 years ago almost now. And we've just been, working hard at this ever since, trying to tour as much as we can. And yeah.
Cool. Very cool. So how did you get the name Mayday Parade?
We just kind of picked it. Jake likes the word Mayday and wanted to use that. And then we went to this Christmas parade and Alex said Mayday Parade and we all liked it. So, yeah.
So you have 3 albums out, 2 EPs. That's awesome. What do you think was the most challenging? Which one to produce?
I don't know. I guess maybe I would say our second album, Anywhere But Here, just because the whole process for that one was really weird, and we kind of made a lot of compromises with that one, did a lot of things that we didn't really want to do as much, and in the end wound up with a CD that we weren't as stoked about, or that we didn't care about as much or didn't love as much, and so... But, it was a learning process doing that album that way, and then we learned what we want and what we don't want as a band, and then we went in and made our newest album, the self-titled one, and just went in and made the album that we wanted to make, and that's, absolutely the way that we need to do it, and so it was, it was interesting to have that, kind of learning period there, but yeah.
When you guys write your music, is it one person that writes the lyrics and then the notes, or is it just a collaborative process?
It's kind of different with every song. I mean, I write most of the lyrics and a lot of the ideas for the songs, and then we kind of take the ideas and work them out as a band and kind of turn them into the full songs. So, yeah.
All right. So I have to say that one of the coolest things between your music and your fans is the connection between them. Do you find that really rewarding?
Yeah, I mean, we have just super dedicated fans, and we try and go out after every show and talk to people and hang out, and we have a lot of fans who've gotten like tattoos of our lyrics or whatever, and make us awesome stuff, scrapbooks and like blankets, and just bring us gifts and tell us these stories of how we've helped them out. So it's really cool to have a dedicated following like that, and especially since we've been in this band for over 6 years now, and that's a pretty long time.
Definitely.
So we're very lucky to be where we are. So yeah.
What do you think's the coolest thing a fan's ever given you guys or made you?
I don't know. I mentioned a blanket because somebody once quilted us this big Mayday Parade blanket that we have. Yeah, we have hanging up out at our bass player's house, along with most of the artwork and stuff we get. We hang it up out there at Cabbage's house, and a lot of it's really impressive. So yeah.
Now, is there any specific meaning or reference to the lyrics in your song, or are they just general life status?
It's kind of, a lot of it's just about, growing up, or just, the thinking about the experiences of my life. Or sometimes it's not always about life experience. That we have a couple of songs, like a song called Terrible Things, for example, which is kind of a story about a father talking to his son about his mom dying, which, isn't anything true to my life or any of our lives, but I just kind of wanted to write a song about that. So sometimes it's kind of about actual just life experience stuff, and sometimes it's just whatever. So, yeah.
So for Oh Well, your video, it was animated. How did you guys decide you wanted to do that approach to your video?
Well, we kind of wrote out the whole story of it, and we were going to try and do it, in live action, and it just was very hard to try and figure out how to do all that, the cliff scene and all that stuff in it, and we had a pretty low budget as well, so we decided to try and do it with animation, which I'm really glad we did. I think it turned out really cool that way, and we were able to do all that stuff that we probably wouldn't have been able to add in there if we were shooting it live action. So yeah.
Now the red umbrella, is that just a symbol, or does it have some sort of secret meaning?
Well, okay, from the start, none of it really had any meaning. We just, whenever we did the artwork for A Lesson in Romantics, we got submitted that idea of the faceless guy with the red umbrella with the city behind him, and we just liked it, so we used it for the artwork. And then we used it again for Anywhere But Here, and everybody was always asking us what the story was and everything. And then we actually kind of wrote out the story, kind of explaining who he is and where he came from, whenever we made this album. So it's kind of weird because at first there really was no story, but now there is. But some of it's in that video, and then we did a video for Stay recently, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon. And that one kind of continues the story a little bit. So maybe we'll keep it going for a while, and we'll see. I don't know. But
so is that one animated too?
It's actually not. That one's in live. We're performing in it, and there's a story part of it. But yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So when you guys were writing your self-titled album, do you guys have any funny stories from the time?
It was like such a fun period in my life. It was in January, we got together at a beach house and just rented the beach house for the month, and it was only about an hour away from where we live, and we did that just to kind of get away from everything, just go somewhere where we could set up and play, and just focus all of our time and energy on writing the record. And it was so much fun. It was awesome, and it was the best way that we've gone about writing a record, and I think we'd love to continue doing that. But we would just hang out every night and make fires and just drink and then play music and just the kind of stuff that we hadn't really done for like a long time since we kind of started the band. It was always a scheduled, like, we're practicing these hours or whatever, but whenever it's more kind of loose and we're just hanging out and playing music together, and I don't know, it was just really fun, and I'm glad we did it that way. Yeah.
So Warped Tour, you guys are on again.
Mm-hmm.
How did you decide you wanted to do that, or you just love Warped Tour?
I love it. Yeah, I mean, any opportunity we get to do it, I've always wanted to do it. It's just so much fun, and it's very unique. There's no other tour like it that I've done, and it's just a great opportunity to grow your band and just to meet lots of awesome people and have a wonderful summer. It's just, yeah.
Do you guys like to do anything particular on your off days?
We try and think of something, fun to do. More often than not, we just like park at the hotel close to a mall or something and go to the mall and go see a movie or something. But sometimes we'll try and plan like, other events. I don't know. We don't do much fun stuff.
Oh, I'm sure you guys do.
Yeah.
How do you think that you guys have grown most from when you started?
I don't know. I think we've all just grown tighter as, a band, being able to play together and just, feel each other, and just, we've all grown as people and as musicians, and we used to have 6 members in the band, and then we had one guy who left a while back, and then, now we've been going on without him a lot longer than we were in the band with him, and it just feels like there's a connection between all of us, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we all kind of grew up together and live together, work together, have a business together, play, you know what I mean? So it's a very strong connection, and I don't know, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm kind of ranting here, but
no, I understand. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Did you say going from 6 members to 5 members was one of the biggest things you guys had to overcome?
Yeah, honestly, I think it was, especially because he left in the middle of a tour, so we had to play a show the next day without him, and it was just difficult, figuring out who was going to play what and who was going to sing what, and just being kind of thrown right into that. But, it's hard to even think of how things were before now because it's been so long.
Yeah.
But, luckily we haven't had to go through a whole lot of awful stuff in this band, so that's been
good.
One of the
good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, I just want to ask you, to any bands that are trying to follow in your footsteps, what advice would you give them?
I would say to figure out whatever you're most passionate about. If you want to sing or play guitar, be a drummer, anything you want to do, really. I mean, even outside of music. But if we're saying with music, just figure out what it is that you truly care about and you're passionate about, and just work hard at being the best at it that you can be, and also surrounding yourself with people who are as dedicated as you are, or you know, like if you want to start a band, finding the right people to be in the band with is one of the toughest parts, I think. You know, so you know, just finding people that are as passionate about it as you are and as dedicated as you are, and just work hard and have a positive attitude and live your life the way you want to live it. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's everything. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
It was great chatting with you.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.